Don't make me squeak.
Warning for underage listeners. This is an adult-oriented podcast. There will be frequent references to kink, sex, crude language, and various other grotesqueries. If you're under 18 and looking for answers and upfront advice about sex, please visit scarletteen.com. Also, for the dude bro listeners out there, this is nerdy shit. Go away.
Welcome to Gotham Press Podcast.
This is a verbal orgy about anything like the Grafenberg spot,
The difference between Star Trek and Star Wars.
the finer points of throwing a pair of floggers, and just whatever the hell we find to talk about.
That said, if you have a desire to learn these and many more kink-tastic nerdgasms, stay tuned.
Hey everybody, Captain Awesome here, the Gotham Press.
Da 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 da. This is going to be the first dance party episode of the Gotham Press Podcast. We're going to have a breakdance competition later.
Let me go get my glow sticks.
Woo!
You have them in your car, don't you?
You know it. But we gotta be ready.
All right. Well, hey everybody, we're back. Like we said you. Like we told you, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. And somehow Greedy said it, and he made it happen. Proud of you.
So say us all.
You're just so happy that I made you watch that show, aren't you?
I am.
What show is that?
Really?
Yeah, really.
The one where they were lost in space for...
Not Lost in Space.
They were.
They were Lost in Space, but not the show Lost in Space.
I'm really liking that Netflix remake.
I'm liking it too. He doesn't.
I love it, dude.
I grew up watching the
Original?
the 50s and 60s version, and
Was it 50s? I thought it was 70s.
I don't know. Whatever era it was irritating. But it's still the classic that I grew up on, and they just I feel like they didn't capture that. They made this one different.
Well, how much of your remembrance of what that was is, tinged with
Nostalgia.
tinged with
Yeah.
nostalgia versus it actually being like a good show. Because
Probably.
I feel like they've done a pretty damn good job with that Netflix reboot.
It's probably all of what I feel about it is about that nostalgia. One of my favorite authors wrote, "Nostalgia is possibly the greatest lie that humanity tells itself."
I agree with that.
We do exactly what you just said. We tinge everything to make it look beautiful and like this is what we used to have and what the hell happened to it. And in truth, it's just us wishing that life were better.
Greedy, we've been rude.
Yeah. Hi, this is Greedy.
We have voices
have-
that our listeners may know or definitely don't know.
Yes, we have one voice who I'm certain most of our listeners will know. Would you care to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Retro Bella.
Retro Bella, the future winner. I think I embarrassed her.
Speak it into truth. Speak it into
You speak it
truth.
into existence?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's like the gift.
And we have another guest that has sat and listened to the recordings before, but nary uttered a peep.
Beep.
Care to introduce yourself?
I'm Valerian, and I live with these clowns
Woo!
In the studio.
in the studio.
We live in a studio.
We live in a studio.
No, this
I
is
don't live in the studio. I live with you in your home.
this is
That's
not
kinky.
the type of studio that everybody in big cities like the Bay Area or Los Angeles know as a studio. This is our dining room.
Why must you ruin everything?
I will not live a lie.
Don't ruin the magic.
Thank you.
Hollyweird.
Don't pull back the curtain.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I was Wizards of Oz. Now I'm just some weird guy.
So are you going to tell me what the reference is that started the whole Lost in Space
Nope.
conversation? No?
Sure
Okay.
not.
Yeah, we just kind of just left it.
Right?
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I'll just Google it later. It's fine.
So say we all.
So say we all.
Listeners, if you know what that reference is, please go ahead and hit us up on our FetLife account. or the Facebook page. We have a lot of stuff.
Do you ever get on the Facebook page anymore?
I do.
Okay. Ever since somebody narked me out for having a fake name on Facebook, my previous account has been locked out. So I can't get onto that one anymore, and I'm sure as hell not about to put my vanilla profile on the Gotham Press Podcast, because I guarantee as soon as I do, my family will listen, and there goes the curtain.
Does your family know what a podcast is?
Yes.
I'm honestly surprised.
My older brother and my little sister.
Okay. So, yes, I'm still fighting this cough, whatever it may be.
Typhoid Mary over here.
The outbreak monkey.
Yep.
Close enough. All right.
It could
So,
give us all Ebola.
only the good Ebola.
What's the good Ebola?
The one I give you, obviously.
Ooh. Hard
Listeners,
pass.
if you could see that face.
Hard pass.
All right. So, hey, we actually have topics this week.
Oh no.
It's not like last time where we just kind of read off the calendar behind us like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was kind of bizarre. I don't think we're going to do that again.
Not this time.
No.
Next time.
I disagree. But okay.
Nobody listens to you.
You don't.
Obviously, if I don't, nobody does.
So what do we got going tonight?
Let's see. Tonight, first topic we have on the board: how do you cope when you're unable to be with your dominant or submissive? Thoughts?
That's a rather deep topic there.
Yeah, you come out swinging.
Captain Awesome.
You had one job. One job. Don't worry, I'll fix that part in editing, but the rest of this, I'm leaving in. Anyway,
make sure that it is a rough edit so that people know that something was edited there.
Yes. So anyway,
we actually got that topic from a soon-to-be listener. I believe she's listened to a couple episodes now. But when I first asked for topic suggestions on Kick, none of the people that I asked knew what this podcast was.
Kick is still a thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kick is still a thing. I'm a moderator on a couple of groups on Kick.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was still a thing.
it is.
Yeah.
It's popular with the young folks.
Well, I mean, it's safer to... I'm sure it's still just as safe to, when you're hooking up with someone on Grindr or Tinder, to have them, kick you instead of, your...
Actual
your
phone
regular
number
phone
and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Stay safe out there, kids.
Yeah, Fosta and Sesta got nothing on Kick. But anyway, her FET profile. Do we share FET profile? Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that. It's our podcast, of course we can.
We can do what we want. So her FET profile
Or
is...
you can do what you want. You can leave your friends behind.
Because your friends don't dance.
And if they don't dance...
They're no friends of mine.
That was glorious.
Damn, aging ourselves. Anyway, her FET profile is secret dame, secret _ dame. She's pretty freaking awesome. Very good contributor to the Kick group we're in, and she was very excited to put forward ideas that she's been curious about. So this was one of them.
All right, so Greedy, how do you do it?
I get very, very frustrated. I know that's not a professional response. That's not.
No, it's an honest response.
Yeah, it is. I feel like I'm lacking something whenever I don't see her, and it really, really sucks. So I kind of crack up inside just a little bit.
Listeners, you
It's
can't
not
see
pleasant.
this, but I can see the cracks forming right now as he checks his face. How about you, Valerian?
It's difficult. My dominant lives about 2 hours away, which is better than I know a lot of long distance relationships have it. And we see each other almost every weekend, which is a big help. But during the week, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to feel connected to him. It's especially a struggle to feel that DS connection, just through texts and phone calls alone. So it's difficult, but like I said, I feel pretty blessed that at least he's only 2 hours away, and we do get to see each other most weekends.
Okay. Anything to chime in on this?
Anything you want to chime in? No.
Who are you talking to?
Yellow?
I don't know. I don't know. I think your FetLife name kind of gives away too much, so I can't put out your
secret person.
My secret person, who is also my person. I was looking at him, and he's giving me the whole like, no, don't make me do it.
All right. So, any opinions on this topic?
It's a little different now because now he lives here in town. But before, in the early part of our relationship, what was it, 5 or 6 hours away? 6 hours away, he lived in Santa Rosa, which is up north. And so that was hard because we could really only see each other about once a month. And so that was hard. But, lots of text messaging, lots of phone calls, lots of video. But no, that was really hard. It was hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard, like Valerian said, it's hard to feel, because it's like when you're having to come back together again, it's like, okay, well, remember all of this. So it's hard to continuously build on a dynamic when you're having to, oh, hey, let's put everything back together because we've been apart for so long and you may have forgotten.
Every time.
Right. It's like you're having to reintroduce each other every single time. So it makes it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It's not as romantic as 50 First Dates made it seem.
Well, no, it's not. It's not as romantic, and it's difficult because, like, especially when you're in a community and such as the one that we're in, there's a very obvious relationship escalator, and it's hard to feel like your relationship is valid because number one, the person doesn't live here, so they can't attend events with you. So you feel like, oh, okay, well, I feel single, even though I'm not fucking single. They're not here. But then you sort of feel like you're less than because you're not on this relationship escalator where, okay, now we're together, and then now we're, play partners, and now we're in a DS relationship, and now we're wearing collars, and now we're doing this, that, and the other. It's hard to feel that progression because they're not here all the time.
And then also on the other side of that, you can get judgment from other people because you have progression that other people don't see. Mm-hmm. So in their mind, you are going fast with this relationship that you're building because they don't see you with that person, and they're not used to you being with that person, and the next thing you know, so then you're being judged or
because to them they've only really seen you publicly with them 2, 3, 4 times. They don't see the behind the scenes of all the hours of phone calls and texting and all that fun.
Actual build-up.
Build-up, yeah.
And another thing that happens for my relationship, you talk about how you have to kind of relearn somebody or get to know somebody again when you see them again. When I see my dominant every weekend almost, every weekend I know there's going to be the end of the weekend. There's that little bit of that emotional roller coaster every time, a little bit of a harder drop than I might have otherwise because I know it's going to be another week before I can see him, another week before I can kiss him, and that's a hard feeling to have. And I know every weekend when I go to see him, I'm so happy, but I'm already starting to dread that negative feeling that's going to come at the end of the weekend, and that's kind of sucky. So that's a challenge that I face too.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. Every date night, she comes over and I'm totally jazzed about seeing her, and I know that in 4, 5, 6 hours she's gonna go home, and I'm gonna be left standing at that door waving at her as she drives off, and it really sucks.
It's hard not to let it color your time with somebody. Especially as for you, I mean, it must be even harder. At least for me, I've got I get there on a Friday night, so it doesn't start to creep in until the middle of the day. Sunday is when the dread starts to come in, and then it colors the rest of the day Sunday for me. The last weekend when I saw him, I kind of had a little bit of a breakdown towards the end of the day Sunday. That ended up being a problem because we left in a really weird place. So on Monday, I was kind of a wreck because we had left in this place where we weren't feeling very connected. We were feeling distant from each other, all because I think part of the reason that it happened was because I was already feeling bad about having to leave and letting that intrude on my time with him, which is something that I'm working on not doing, because obviously I want to enjoy the time that I have with him to the fullest that I can, because then it's a waste of time.
You want to enjoy it rather than thinking, oh no, this is going to end soon.
Right. And it's a struggle. It's a learning process. It'll probably just be training my head to kind of avoid those negative thoughts. But it definitely impacted us this weekend for sure.
Katie, are you sleepy already?
Always.
Well, I think it's for me it's an anxiety, and we would also do the weekends too, and so I'd wake up on Sunday, because we always have to break apart we used to have to break apart on a Sunday, and so it for me would start the moment I'd wake up on Sunday, and so it's just that, okay, and it would slow build as the day would go, and I already knew what was up. I already ate crappy at breakfast, which was like next to nothing, and it just doesn't. But I think for myself it's acknowledging that you're feeling what you're feeling. I think for me, what doesn't work for me is when I try to do the whole, like, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I got my shit together. I got it. Like, no, I'm good.
It's like, you will not take off this mask I am wearing. I'm perfect right
You're
now.
like, no, like, I got this. I'm not a punk bitch. Like, I got it. I'm good. I'm good. But then, of course, he goes on his way and I go my way. And then it's just like, emotional the entire car ride home.
And I think that's a good example of why that's such a horrible idea, is because for a couple weeks now when I've seen him, I've been tamping that feeling down and just shutting it down. Anytime I've been close to like crying about it or anything like that, I've just been shutting it down. Partly due to some circumstances in our life, it's just not a very good time to fall apart, but partly because of that, because I want to be brave and I don't want to stress him out by being upset. But then what happens is this weekend, when all of a sudden I can't tamp it down anymore, it's just not possible, and it comes out and it's probably worse than it would have been if it had been acknowledged at the time.
Are you going to tell him to listen to this episode?
Why?
I was just asking.
Well, we've talked about this already,
Okay.
so he doesn't need to.
I was just like, you're airing all this. I'm like, I wonder if he's going to listen.
Oh no, we definitely have talked about it. Like, definitely talked about how I feel this need to shut it down, partly for his sake, and he's done as much as he can to encourage me not to do that. It's just hard because he's got a lot on his plate too, and so even though he reassures me that it's okay to let it out, there's a part of me that still feels like it's not okay, and it's not anything that he's doing. It's just this anxiety that I have on my end.
Okay.
Well, there's this one time where we had he'd come down. It was one of those like, okay, I'm gonna come down and then we're gonna repack the car or we're gonna go away, not stay in our hometown that we're not gonna name. And so we went and had like, a fun like 3-day fun trip down south, and then coming back, and it's okay, I'm gonna drop you off at your house and then I'm gonna continue the rest of the 5 hours back to my own house. And I don't know, of course the anxiety is creeping in, and I'm getting dropped off at my house, and he drops me off at the door, and I go in, and my husband was like, well, aren't you gonna like go out there? I meant like go say goodbye. And I was like, I did say goodbye, before I walked up, and he gave me my bags and I said goodbye. He's like, no, you need to go back out there because he's got another 5 hours. Like, go back out there and like give him a goodbye. And so I go back out there and I jump in the car and I realize that like he's like crying in the car. And I thought like, oh wow, like, well, number one, why are you crying? He's like, because I'm really sad. And I just thought, wow, okay, like I shouldn't be hiding that, what I feel, because I felt like if he had known that I feel it too, that maybe it wouldn't be so terrible for him on the drive home. So I felt like, by me trying to tamper it down and try to be strong and shit, that I was denying him that sort of connection of, it's okay to be sad because, I miss you too.
Emotions are things.
It's a thing.
How do you cope, Captain Awesome?
Oh, I thought I was going to get past this.
No.
Are you
We're
dating
gonna call
somebody,
you out.
Captain?
I'm dating several somebodies.
Oh, yeah, I am not up on your dating life.
I understand that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to like snap at you about it.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, no, I have my kind of vanilla girlfriend.
Yeah.
As she says, vanilla with sprinkles.
Chocolate chip.
Close enough. And the problem is, like, most of the people I'm dating right now are local, and I can spend time with them, but it's not the quality time that I'm really looking for. With her, she just started a job a couple months ago, and so that's been really draining on her. And she also has 2 kids, so when she gets home, she's tired and she has to watch the kids. So that's been kind of creeping in on things. I have another one. She's got kids, and her kids know nothing of her proclivities, we'll say. And so if I'm over, I made them aware, unintentionally, but that I had another girlfriend, and so she doesn't want them to know anything about the poly lifestyle, just because she's like, they're young, they don't need to know about this yet. So yeah.
So you have to pretend to be the friend when you're over.
Pretty much. And then I'm actually talking with someone new, but again, that's brand new, so nothing really going on there. And then one that I've known a long time, she stays across the country. So, you know, how I've dealt with it is just quietly festering inside, hoping things change.
So how about we've all talked about our coping mechanisms, lack of coping mechanisms, some of us. How about we toss out some ideas for listener land that might actually be healthy?
Well, if you all have healthy things, go ahead. My coping mechanism is horrible.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
No offense, dude.
No, none taken. Go for it.
Well, like, talk.
What is a good coping mechanism from you? Okay, retro.
Okay, I think an important first step is recognizing and acknowledging what you're feeling. Like I've said before, I think we try really hard, especially as poly people, to be like, oh no, I'm cool with everything, and it's okay to feel less than. It's okay to feel jealous. It's okay to feel like you miss them. You know, so I think it's okay. Like those are okay feelings. It becomes not okay when it forces you to do things that you wouldn't agree to later on.
Right.
So so number one, acknowledge what you're feeling. Number two, find the things that bring you joy. I wrote a thing about this on FetLife a few years ago, and I'm trying to remember what the laundry list of things was, but one that I remember right now off the top of my head is take that time to sort of do like your own self-care. If you are somebody who is like ultra femme, make that time when you're apart, that you get your hair done, you get your nails done, you do that gym membership that you've been putting off a long time, you do you for a little bit, so that way when you're back with them, you're refreshed and you're ready and you're not seething in this like festering bullshit, and then it just you just splurge it all over them when you see them, and they're like, wait, I didn't even know you were mad at me. And I'm like, well, I'm not, but I'm so mad because I miss you so much.
You're not mad at the thing, you're mad at the situation.
Yeah, I miss you so much, that's why I'm mad.
Anything from you, Valerian?
Well, I definitely agree with Retro that a good first step is to acknowledge the feelings that you're having. I feel like you do a really good job of shutting them off and just not acknowledging that they're there.
No, I acknowledge that they're there, but I also acknowledge the fact that there's not much I can do about them at this point.
Well, there is, like Retro said, some self-care.
You see me, I sit around and play video games and enjoy myself.
Hey, but that is self-care, though.
Yes.
It's what brings you joy and centers you in your own way.
Yes.
And that is a thing. You do a thing.
Mm-hmm. I try. It keeps me from running around the house screaming, "Why?"
Sure.
No, I wouldn't actually do that. That probably would get me kicked out and also possibly taken to a loony bin.
Yeah.
Greedy, shut up.
I actually personally don't think that your coping skills in this situation are bad, because I feel like you always have a positive attitude. You have a lot of obstacles and roadblocks when it comes to these relationships, but yet you keep trying, which I think is a really positive thing. Some people would be inclined to just give up and not even make an effort, and I don't think that that's who you are. And so I think, no, exactly.
You don't really get good relationships if you give up all the time.
No, exactly. And you keep trying, and you always have a really positive attitude. And even when I can tell that you're down, I still feel like you're a pretty okay human. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get shitty.
Yeah, no, getting shitty to other people doesn't really help. I've done that in the past and realized, like, no, I don't like these results.
Well, you have to remember is, when, like, you're doing the whole, like, I'm going to be shitty to everybody. I think it feels okay in the beginning, but then you kind of forget that those people never forget. Like, they may be okay with you in a few months, but they're never going to forget that.
Hey,
like,
he was shitty to me.
Yeah, he was really kind of a bastard a few years ago.
Yeah. Anything new from you, Greedy?
Just a lot of phone stuff. I mean, that's the
phone sex doesn't count, Greedy.
Well, Greedy, how do you feel the power exchange in your relationship when you're not physically with your mistress? How do you feel?
Text, phone, email. It's like she'll give me a list of things to do.
Okay, that's more specifically kind of what I'm looking for. Is like, what kind of things do you guys do in order to feel that? Because I can feel close to somebody texting them, but I don't necessarily feel the power exchange just by texting them.
Well, we give each other, we give each other things. Like I always text her good morning, good night, sweet dreams, and we try and keep up with each other, our day-to-day activities, at least as best we can. When we go a really long stretch without having any real interaction, it gets to the point where we have to do that stuff. I mean, we just lose little bits of ourselves if we don't, and neither of us wants that.
So she'll give you like a list of things to do, and that helps you feel it?
Yeah. She'll give me a list, a deadline. Typically there's an activity in there that I'm supposed to do that, at the risk of making myself look weird even among this crowd, makes me feel just a little more naughty than normal. And yeah, it helps recenter me. So yeah, that's what I do.
Good deal.
It helped me a lot when I was struggling with this with my dominant. When he, first of all, communication, because I was not willing to communicate with him at first that I was having trouble. And then a group of friends and I got together, and they really encouraged me to let him know. So I did. And I told him that I was having a hard time feeling connected to him when we were apart. And he took some time to think about it, and he came back, and he had some tasks for me to do every day. And just that small change, like knowing that I had something that I was supposed to do for him during the day, and his follow-up on those tasks really made a huge difference in being able to feel that power exchange dynamic with him. It was a big help.
What you gonna need for?
Well, you're glaring me down. I'm sorry.
I was just kind of. I think, have we reached the?
I think we've closed out that topic pretty well.
That particular topic.
Yeah.
All right. So the other one that I said earlier, I think we're going to cut that one because it's been a fairly deep conversation.
Okay.
All right. Nerdy stuff?
Yeah, let's get on with the nerdy stuff.
Nerdy stuff. So for all the nerds listeners, we are recording this on, what's the date?
13th. 14th?
13th.
13th.
June 13th, which, as you all know, E3 is still going or just ended?
It's still on.
Still going.
Still going.
So, let's see.
It's like a perfect storm because we've got E3 and Pride. Pride season is in full swing, and in E3, it's like awesome.
All right, so
does that happen like that every year, or is it?
Yeah. Well, Pride season basically starts the last week of May and will go all the way until about midway through July. But our town is sort of unusual in which our Pride here in town is actually in October.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Their Pride is a little more on the PC, family friendly, sort of vibe. It's not a very sexualized, open Pride. We don't have a parade, but it's more of a. If you think of more of a you come into Strangler Park, and it's more of a like there's stalls,
like a street fair type.
Yeah,
of
more of a
situation.
street fair situation. There's like little performers on the side and stuff, but it's more of a. They're trying to make it more PC friendly, kid friendly, family friendly, and a lot of these other prides are obviously not family friendly. But so Pride season starts about the end of May and will go to about mid-July.
Okay, I was gonna say, so it's not quite. What's the big one up north?
San Francisco.
Yeah,
Folsom.
Folsom, thank you.
No,
Folsom Street Fair is a different thing.
Well, that's a completely different thing.
I know, but I'm saying it doesn't have it. The Pride here doesn't have that kind of wow fact. Like people don't know.
Folsom is radically different than Pride.
Yeah.
It's actually held on opposite ends of the year because of that. Because there's no way that that city can have those two events overlapping. But no, it's radically very, 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 very,
very different. Right, no, I understand. It's like a totally different thing, a totally different vibe. But I'm just saying the size, the scale of it isn't as
well. If you're in a big like metropolitan city, like last year when I worked the Leather Realm at San Diego Pride, just in the Leather Realm, I'm not even talking the greater Pride. I meant just on Saturday. No, we had 3,000 people walking through there.
Sheesh.
And so it's a lot of people. Yeah.
We need more humans.
Right, and just to get into the Leather Pride, not into the Leather Realm, you had to be over 21. But you could be younger than that to go to the main Pride. So it was it's like, ooh, that's a lot of over 21-year-old people in there.
Yeah, I can see. Where were we going with that? Completely lost track.
E3.
We're on E3, but
and then we somehow got to Pride.
Well, the cool thing about it, the reason why I brought it up is because like people have noticed how E3 is falling in the middle of Pride season, and how awesome it is that those two events are combining. So not only do we have gamers, but we have gamers.
Okay, actually,
that's cool.
Yeah. Actually,
gamers.
A lot of the major companies in gaming. Like a lot of them, like for E3, changed their logos to the rainbow colors.
Yeah, it was really cool. I've noticed a lot of like they've been having a lot of stuff like on Facebook where it's like the controllers have like trans pride, or they'll have the regular rainbow flag and all this other stuff, and I think that's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited about out of E3?
So far, because I have not watched all the stuff yet, but Smash Brothers. That's one of the big ones I'm on. Freaking Elder Scrolls 6 finally.
Me too.
I think there was a silent yell from the shadows of yay.
He's like my silent Bob. He doesn't really say much, but when he says something, it's super good.
Oh man, I'm excited for new Halo.
Yeah, I'm on board there.
There's a new Halo? What is it?
Infinite.
Oh yeah,
Halo Infinite.
Is it like a prequel, or is it an addition to the story?
In addition to the story, I was not upset. I was disappointed in the trailer because it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous.
It will always look beautiful.
But all they did was, hey, here's scenery. Hey, there's Master Chief holding his helmet. Hey, there's a Warthog driving. And there's the Halo ring, and done.
Well, that's better than Elder Scrolls 6.
Yes.
Why? What did they do for Elder Scrolls 6?
It's like a 15-minute splash of
15-second
splash of a mountain. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And it looks amazing. Here's the title, and done. And they didn't even officially say where it was based at this time.
I thought you said it was Valenwood.
That's what all the stuff has been, but it wasn't on the actual trailer.
Oh, I see.
They think it's Teventer based.
Where
is it
was that?
Teventer?
They're thinking it's possibly Teventer based.
Really?
Huh.
Silent Bob speaks.
No, I'm sorry. Dragon Age is also coming out with a new one that's Teventer based, possibly.
So where are the Redlands? Is this, where are they from? Redlands? Is that what it's called?
No. Wait, are you talking about the Red Guards?
No.
How was that like?
No. There's a race in Elder Scrolls.
They're from.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
know what I'm talking about.
Red Guard.
Oh, I am talking about Red Guards. Where? Yes, sorry. I'm sorry. Where is their home base? Because that is where I thought the next one was going to be set.
No, they're in a desert type place.
Exactly.
I cannot think of the name of where they're from. The listeners will answer, I'm sure.
I'm sure they'll be really disappointed and say I'm not a true Elder Scrolls fan.
They're going to say I'm not a true Elder Scrolls fan.
Oh, I'm
in Somerset right now. It's pretty cool.
I'm actually not an Elder Scrolls fan, so I don't know.
Have you never played Skyrim?
He's seen me play Skyrim.
I've seen that's enough.
No, hold on. Let's unpack this. What have you played that you gave up on?
I gave up on it because it was fucking annoying.
Wait, which game?
Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Valerian?
I don't
Please go into a
understand.
Valerian.
I don't understand why you're a demon from hell that hates Bethesda, because their games are amazing.
I don't hate Bethesda. Artistically, they are beautiful, okay? I will give it that. But
Too much?
harvest more.
Okay, that's what it is.
Oh my
is
God.
Your gaming style is different. You're like,
Yes.
because you're like a Fortnite fiend.
No,
right?
I don't like Fortnite.
No, you loved past tense Fortnite, but now you move on to PUBG.
So
Okay.
that's a multiplayer experience. That's a shooter experience, and Skyrim and Fallout. Those are like more strap your backpack on your back and go wandering through the wilderness alone type of
Yes.
RPG games. So I understand.
But not in 76. You get friends.
In 76, you get friends. I'm very excited about that. I'm
Yes.
hoping that my dominant and I can play with each other.
Have you seen that?
Wait, what?
Fallout 76?
No, I have not.
Tell?
You've seen.
Oh, the new Fallout.
But I'll tell.
Yeah. I will be very honest with everybody. I have not really watched a lot of E3. I barely watched it this morning, and that was because the brand new trailer for the redo of Resident Evil 2 came out.
And I haven't watched the trailer, but my thought is, why?
Well, honestly, it's the best one of the series. So if they're gonna remake
That's
another one,
arguably because a lot of people said that 4 was the best of the series.
is that the one that's based in Spain?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed it because my husband and I played it, and I would translate all the Spanish for him. He was doing all the hacking and slashing, so it was really great. That was a game for us.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Was 4 was the one where they kidnapped the president's daughter, right?
Yeah, but it's like set in Spain.
Okay, yeah, maybe. It's like it's been so long,
Right.
So
I mean, I love that one, but arguably before that one,
Was
the
2.
best one was 2. So if you're going to remake one, do it beautifully, have it be that one.
that's true.
But-
Let's see.
I have never played a Resident Evil game. I have only ever watched an ex-boyfriend play Resident Evil. It scared the crap out of me, and so
That's
there were
what
these
makes it a
vicious
good
dogs
game.
that kept attacking him and killing him. So no, I
That
don't
dog
like.
jumped through the window.
I don't like scary games.
I've never
Oh no,
really,
it was the birds. that
never
jumped through.
really been like afraid of any video game until this one PlayStation 2 game came out, and it was Fatal Frame.
Oh,
Was it PlayStation or was it GameCube?
No,
it
that
might
was
have been
PlayStation.
GameCube.
It was on both, but it came
It
out
was
on
on
PlayStation.
both, right? It was called Fatal Frame, and it was another transport from Japan, and the jizz was that you were going through this house that's of course pitch black because it's the middle of the night, right? And you've got this camera, and you're supposed to like take a picture and try to catch ghosts on the camera.
Was that the one with the sisters, or was that a later one?
There's been several, but that was just
Okay.
the original one. I never got past the second level because I was just too freaked out, because that was the same time that like Ring had come out and all of those like J horror films had come out, and that's why I was super like I can't do it.
The only horror game that actually got to me was the original Silent Hill. Because I'm playing, I'm like, I can do this. Oh, this is nothing. And then you get to the school, and then you have those little shadow baby things just kind of walking around with knives, and they don't hit you. They're just there, and they're creepy as fuck. And then you find a way to get to the quote unquote other school, and then they're even worse. Like, fuck this, I'm done. You won. You beat me.
I have a soft spot for Silent Hill. I think I may be one of the very few people that really enjoy the movies that come out. I love the first
I saw
one.
the first movie.
Love the first one.
I saw the first movie. Did they come out with the second one? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a second one. It was just direct to video. But the first one, I loved.
I enjoyed the first one. So yeah.
Well, we didn't finish our thought on Fallout though.
We did not finish our thought on Fallout. What did you think of 76?
First of all, I loved the trailer for 76. I was very excited about it. Although I have to say, I thought that it looked a lot like 4, just in a different setting. Like, I didn't see a lot of new type of game mechanics in the trailer, except for obviously the huge difference in game mechanics, which is the multiplayer, which I'm really excited about.
Where's it set at this time?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. And it's a prequel. It's
Country Home.
It-
Country Roads,
it's-
Take Me Home.
Yeah, that's actually the song in the trailer.
So what I thought about is it's a prequel to what has come out so far. So it's set like right when people first leave the
Started
vaults.
coming out, yeah.
So what's going on? Like, are there no feral ghouls in this video game? I didn't
No.
see any.
I'm not sure. Well, we had that conversation. Listeners, I am a failure in the Fallout series. I have not actually played one, but I own 3 and 4, but I have not played them. And Valerian told me very, very
assertively
that I need to play 4.
Well, considering
Hold on. Yes, Retrobella?
Okay, so everyone was telling me I gotta play 4, right? But
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, well, I should do 3 first, right? So I understand what 4 is coming from, and
Yeah.
I only got 2 hours into 3 because I don't know. I'm at this one place and these mole rats. I got scared. I got freaked out by mole rats, and I was like, no, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah.
Well, there's more mole rats in 4.
Yeah, so I have yet to come back to it. So I
just
feel very bad about
really
it.
feel like I'm the odd man out in this group.
Please don't.
A huge Bethesda fan. Like,
I love the Elder.
Thank you.
Look, you've seen me play. I love the Elder Scrolls games.
Well, if what you're saying is accurate, that you can play co-op with friends, that you can team up and do things interactively, then I'm in again. Okay,
the new one is like that.
I cannot for the life of me find pleasure in going and interacting with AI that gets stuck behind a fucking chair.
So I'm the kind of gamer that can sit and do inventory management for hours, and my world is so
You're
perfect.
hired.
That's so perfect. That's the kind of gamer. I'm the kind that's a resource manager. I just love it. That's how I roll.
All right, so since we have 3 Xboxes in the house,
are we going to make
up
this a
4
team effort now?
I think we're going to have to make this a team effort. You get your Dom into it, and we'll have Bethesda night.
Actually, one of the other big things. What was that?
The 2 of you in there too.
Well, he doesn't have an Xbox. He went and got himself a PS4 or some bullshit. So, but he can come and borrow my Xbox One. Yeah, he's like, I already play on PlayStation 4. So
I can't get past the controller. I do not like the controller of Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, that's a big thing for a lot of people because PlayStation controllers are always the exact same. That's what they know. Xbox has changed their controllers
every single
single re-release.
Big
system release. It's always a brand new controller. But no, if he has the ability to play with y'all, then he can totally borrow my Xbox One.
I was gonna say now the other big thing about Fallout 4 is it's a multiplayer. It's online, but you are playing with tens of people rather than hundreds and thousands. Because as he said during the press conference, it's the fucking apocalypse.
Right.
There's not that many.
There's not that many people left.
Mm-hmm.
So you will run into, tens of 20s of 30s of people, and these are all actual people though. So guess what? You actually have to think outside the box to fight for your fucking life.
Which is good because I don't want multiplayer to ruin my Fallout experience, which I'm a little bit afraid of because I'm so used to the standard.
I'm really excited to see 76.
It's beautiful.
And I think it's going to be amazing. My dude at home really likes the Fallout series, so I'm sure he'll be all over. Right now he's stuck in Pirates, but that's a whole nother. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
I've had a couple of people say that I should play that, but I'm like, I'm not really a pirate guy.
Retro, remind me after the recording is done to speak with you about this.
Okay.
I was going to say, when you do watch the E3 coverage for it, don't just watch the single short videos.
Right.
They did almost a half hour worth of stuff for 76.
Nice. I'll go back and
hey, here is this part. Oh yeah, and by the way, from Vault-Tec we also have this. And if I get it, I kind of want the collector's edition because you get a working wearable helmet from the what are they called? The suits.
The
power suits.
The power suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's the power suit and the Pit Boy.
Yeah. See, the Pit Boy, I knew I couldn't remember the power suit.
It's heavy as hell, though.
How about that? Did you actually get the Pit Boy?
Yes, I got a Pit Boy. Actually, last summer, we did like a family. We're gonna costume, and we all had vault suits.
Nice.
Vault suits and Pit Boys, and that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
All right.
Well, you should try
When
Sea of
did
Thieves.
you?
You should try Sea of Thieves, but try it with. You have to play with more than by yourself.
Yeah,
It's
to
better with the
have
group.
people that you know.
Oh yeah, because then you can come and just like totally attack on other people's like ships and stuff. It's fun.
You were obsessed with Fortnite. When did that change?
PUBG.
Well, okay. I enjoyed Fortnite, but then they made a patch for Xbox that you can now use mouse and keyboard, and it gives a massive play advantage to anybody that's got that. And it leaves people with controllers like mine, and I'm the type of person that wants or that has the elite control, so I've got some advantage to begin with, but there's absolutely no chance for any casual to even semi-serious players now. It's just a bloodbath for us. So
What are you into now?
I started playing PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battleground. It's very similar play style, bigger map, same amount of players, so the encounters are a little less frequent and a little less violent, at least until the very end. But you still get to meet up with other people, you get to interact, you get to strategize, and just play. And that's the kind of gamer that I am.
A social gamer.
Yes.
I'm a loner gamer in life and in video games.
Does that make me a bi gamer?
A bi gamer.
A bi gamer.
I can go solo or with
A well-rounded gamer.
well-rounded. We'll go with
Well-rounded
that.
gamer.
I was thinking like bi gamer if it's like Xbox and PlayStation.
I own all three of the current gen systems.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get a Switch?
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, I got that a while ago.
Oh,
I
I
had-
remember you went to Toys R Us.
Yeah, well, I went to Toys R Us, but they
were out.
They were completely out. So I actually ended up buying one at GameStop.
Oh, I see.
We do not speak that name in this home
Why?
because we are loyal to another game store.
Oh,
Oh,
It's okay. We won't speak the name of that one either. But I've
No.
been it's been ingrained in me to flip off GameStop as hard as I can as I drive
As we
by.
pass?
Yes, flip it off as hard as you can. Yeah.
gotcha.
I didn't even think about that.
I did. I went and bought some figures, some D&D figures
Yeah.
from your hubby,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to get to paint them. Like when I have time to actually sit down and paint them, because they're gonna look totally badass.
Nice.
Speaking of D&D,
Yes, I'm running a 3.5 campaign.
I think we
right
told them
now.
that last time. But
Uh-huh.
what have you done?
What have I done?
You frightened off. Well, not frightened off, but you scared some players,
Oh God.
and you also tried to kill a poor fairy.
A poor pain fairy who was doing nothing but minding her own business in a cave when a crazy face-hugging spider attacked her.
Yes.
So-
So I'm going to give y'all some backstory.
Quick.
I'll keep it brief. I am DMing a 3.5 story. This is a storyline that I wrote, and so far it's being a lot of fun. This last time we met was Monday before last.
Yeah.
And we the players ventured into a cave that was inhabited by spiders, and we're not talking daddy long legs or tarantulas. We're talking the size of medium-sized dogs, and these things, yeah, they're pretty big and they're pretty vicious. And one of them face hugged the pain fairy, which is one of our PCs, and that is you, Valerian. So yeah, she was knocked out, taken out of the fight, and almost killed.
See, I couldn't enjoy the pain because I was knocked out.
Yeah, a single hit, and she was done. So yeah, it was a lot of fun for me. And
For you? Hold on.
for me, and I think for several of the players. Right up until they decided that they want to cave in the cave so that nothing down deeper in the cave can come back. So
wait, did we scare away players? Did we lose players?
No.
Oh, okay.
no,
No,
he
Greedy's
was
just being facetious.
that was you that said
Yeah,
that.
it was you that said that.
Man.
You just
Pralines and dick.
What?
whatever you're into,
Continue.
man.
All the fancy words.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
All right, so here, let's do this. Let's move forward. Retro.
Oh God.
Hi, Retro.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Should we give a round of applause for Retro? Because she is the next winner. Next winner.
And the next winner is turning all sorts of red.
Not even for the fun reasons.
Bummer.
The
Retro?
next winner of SoCal Miss Leather. No, what is it called? Miss California Leather.
Miss California Leather.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and give us your victory speech.
Oh
No,
wow.
no. Save that
Wow,
for the
you're gonna have to
competition.
do some math editing if this doesn't go well. Woo! We're a hard edit.
When is the contest?
Well, the contest starts this Friday, but we're gonna go ahead and go down Thursday so that way we can get a good night's sleep and do all that fun decompressing stuff. So it starts Friday at 10 o'clock at night at the Bullet Bar in North Hollywood. And then it'll go on to the next day, Saturday, and it'll be a full day Saturday. But the official evening part of the competition starts at about 8 on Saturday, and that's it. It's just a one day thing.
Did our other local winners say they were going down to support?
Yeah, they're going to be the Tally Masters, which Tally Master, they're the ones that compute all the scores to see who win, keep it all above board and fair.
Okay. Nice.
So that's what they're going to do.
They also have to give their step down speeches for their titles because there is a new, I think that one is called SoCal Master Slave contest this year, so they'll step down.
Hopefully they'll get some Sash babies. Mm-hmm. But I've met the proposed couple who may or may not win, and they're two pretty cool dudes, and I'm excited to actually be able to meet them in person. So it'll be
nice. Is that all you got going for you?
That's kind of the big thing that's happening right now.
I was gonna say, last night you told us about your group, the San Joaquin Girls Leather. Anything new going on with them?
Not at the moment. We don't meet every month. We meet every other month, and this past month I had to get pushed back because stuff happened. So the next meeting will be till July, and then we'll have to figure out what our next step is. It's just
life happens.
Right. I've been super consumed by this title run because it is very consuming. It's like you're in the middle of a tornado, and so I'm almost at the end. So once
you can see the exit.
I can see the exit. My house is going to be landing very, very soon. Hopefully not on top of anybody. I mean, negotiations accepted. But so anyway, once I get past that, then I can get right back into the swing of things. And the way I have it set up, I don't really have any sort of downtime. I've got something immediately happening the next weekend right after this title run.
What I was going to say is let the current Master Slave tell it, once you win, you have no downtime either.
No, you don't have any downtime at all. But even if I don't win, I still have other things happening. But,
Has it been a positive experience for you so far?
I think so. I think it's been pretty positive. We all have our moments. Our little self-doubt moments, our little kind of crappy little anxiety moments. And I mean, there's been lots of that, don't get me wrong. But all in all, it's been really positive. It's been really nice to get to meet the people who have kind of been watching you from the sidelines. And to realize that, hey, you think okay, I'm in a really small community. I'm not in a major metropolitan town. Nobody knows who I am. But then you start talking to people, and you're like, oh my God, you know who I am? What? You see what I do? What? And so it's been really nice to get to meet people who are like, yeah, I've been watching you from afar, and it's kind of awesome. It's like...
I kind of want... I know this isn't the thing, but I kind of want it to be they have baseball cards of all the winners and all the income. It's I've got your card! Can you sign it?
I will sign anything for you. So no,
careful with that. You'll get some strange requests then.
Oh, you're right. Money up front. But no, yes, it's been positive. It's been very, very, very humbling. Very, very surprising in the nicest way. I didn't think, because I've done other competitions in my life, mostly dance related, and that those have always been very, very stressful. And this one has been surprisingly, yes, there's been stress, but the sort of community come together, thing that's been most surprising to me, and that's what's made me feel really humble about the whole thing. Because it's really easy to feel like you're by yourself. You're by yourself, nobody really pays attention or listens to you, but then something like this happens, it's like, oh wow, like I'm not alone. I didn't realize that people felt this way about me. So that's been very humbling.
You're kind of special to us here too.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, guys. Oh man.
So when you win,
I was waiting for OGs.
what will be the next step after that?
Well, if I win, literally this competition ends on Saturday. Literally that following Saturday, I have a presenter coming into town for my women educators in the Valley.
Well, what would be your next title step? So like.
Oh, okay. I'm obligated to hold this title for 8 months and do with it whatever I'd like.
Only 8 months?
Well, technically it's a whole year. But they want you to run for another title after it. So technically, you can put in your application to another title at 8 months. Right? Okay. So the obligations of my contract are that I just pick another international title, whether it's International Miss Leather, or it's International Olympus Leather, or it's which is International Women International Leather Legacy. So that's sort of the contractual obligation, is that I have to run for something else. Okay. So I feel like I'm pretty stable right now. I think if I decide to go for IMSL, I'm gonna be a wreck.
IMSL?
International Miss Leather. That's sort of like the Olympics of titles, and that one I'll be a complete wreck about. Because that one is like upper crust.
But you have plenty of people behind you to help you out.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, thanks guys. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So we haven't. Well, we recorded one since, but we haven't really. How did your movie go?
It went well. It funded. Yay! It funded, and it was attended, and that was really great. And the reviews back on how people enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a little bit of a more smaller, intimate gathering, but it worked out really well because we were sort of able to crosstalk during the movie, and so that was fun for us too. But no, I'm super glad that it happened and people came together, and it was good. It was good times.
Good times.
Kind of bummed that it got changed, the date. Because I'd
you
requested the day off. And
you and me both. And the horrible thing about that was that the way that whole system works is that they have you pick a date and a time that you wanted. And I had specifically picked that day and the time because I wanted it to come at the end of a weekend that I felt would have been a good finishing weekend. But then, like, we were 5 days out, and then that's when my event coordinator contacted me and was like, okay, we have a problem. I was like, okay, great. We're from a small town, and I would assume that Tom of Finland would get axed because it's a obviously incredibly homosexual film. So I was expecting the call to be, okay, well, we can't show it. I was expecting it. They're like, no, you can show it. They just can't do it on that date. Because they need all the screens possible for Avengers. So they don't want to give up a screen for Avengers.
Because Avengers pushed early.
Right. So. And so they're like, they don't want to give up a screen. So because of that, they need to push you. I was like, okay. So it was rallying time, make it work time. So we lost a bunch of people because of that, which is, it's fine. No big deal. A lot of those people were very committed to the cause. So, they didn't pull their funding out. So I'm internally grateful for that. But I was very frustrated, upset, and tired that got pushed back.
Real quick, speaking of Avengers, did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It was awesome.
Has everybody here seen?
No.
You haven't seen?
What the hell?
I have not seen it. I love
Go to your room.
I love the looks I'm getting, but no, I haven't seen it at all. Like I am.
Did you want to see it?
I will eventually see it. My problem is, I think the last Avengers movie, I've never seen an Avengers movie. First of all, so So I would want to start from the beginning. But not only that, I am extremely far behind in Marvel movies in general. Mm-hmm. I think I saw the last thing I saw was maybe the first Thor. Like I don't.
So you didn't even see the Black Panther?
No. Oh yes, I did, but that was like a couple weekends ago. Mm-hmm. So I need to go back and start from the beginning.
So we need, what was it, like 36 hours of movies at this point?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a list that has all of what order you should watch all the
flow
movies.
The chronological list.
Right, on how to, so that way you understand how everything
fits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be down for that.
Can you get us that?
Yeah.
All right. So
I'd be down for that.
Understand that one weekend your guy's going to have to come down and endure watching all these Marvel movies.
I don't think it would be an endure situation for him. I feel like he would really enjoy it.
Would you really enjoy it?
I think my preference would be to break it up over like a few weekends. I don't think I can handle that many hours of comic book movies.
You can handle 18 hours a day of comic book movies for 2 days.
I don't know that I can do it. I really feel
no, what
like
you do?
my tolerance is
you didn't
too
say
low.
greedy. You didn't say it right. She can handle 18 hours of pleasure.
18 hours of pleasure. Not that kind of pleasure. I like to mix my pleasure up a little bit.
Pleasure spiked with pain, so you got to show something
Right.
painful too.
Right.
Yeah.
So what?
Some of those movies have
Hold
got
on.
to be bad. Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Was spike that in there. I did watch Deadpool 2.
Good.
So I was proud of myself for that. I
Yes.
really enjoyed it. But
Have
I
you
did
seen
not see
Deadpool 2,
Avengers.
Rex?
Oh yes, that's
Okay.
good. I like it.
So the brat that's making you a brat, actually, yeah, you were there that night when he said that he was going to take me to go see it because of his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw it like not super early, but early enough. It's like, oh yes,
Nice.
and it was great.
Nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I keep thinking I went with you, but I didn't.
You did not.
I went with Greedy.
You went with Greedy.
That's good. Fantastic.
So wait, are we interchangeable? Is that what you're saying?
You guys are one and the same. I meant.
We look so much alike.
I know.
We've lived together now for almost a year,
They're
so you guys
cousins,
kind of merged.
identical cousins in every way.
Oh, we are not. This is not Patty Duke.
At times they even talk alike.
You. When cousins are two of a kind.
What the hell are you singing?
The Patty Duke thing. See, when I was growing up, I watched a lot of Nick at Night.
I don't know this show.
You don't know Nick at Night? I understand.
I do know Nick at Night.
Well, the way you told me you were raised.
I Love Lucy, Leave It to Beaver, Andy Griffith Show.
Wait, they let you watch I Love Lucy?
Why not? What's wrong with I Love Lucy?
Greedy?
I'm not going there.
Okay, so we're going to leave that topic then. That's a dead topic. Dead topic.
It's no. She can have her opinion of it. That's perfectly fine. I just got inundated with so very much of it.
Oh, okay, fair
so
enough.
many times.
Fair
I
enough.
just can't stand it anymore.
No, I can understand that.
The first time around, yeah, it was fun. The second, third, fourth times through seasons 1, 2, and 3, I just lost my taste for it, and
That's understandable. Okay.
well, just like anything. I mean, if you can really love something, you know, like I'll use one of my nerdgasms, Monty Python's Holy Grail. Okay, absolutely love that flick. This is one of the few exceptions that I can watch that 5 times in a single day, and it's not stupid. I love it. I do. But we get to I Love Lucy, and I've seen my family, mother and sister particularly, are rather obsessed with it. I've seen seasons 1 through 7 probably a dozen times each.
Oh, wow.
While I was living at my parents' house, and I just can't do it again.
That's understandable.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
That's fair.
I didn't
enough.
realize it was that traumatic that way.
That's pretty traumatic.
I just thought it was one of the ones where they just wouldn't let you watch it.
No. It was one of the ones where this is wholesome enough.
Wholesome enough.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Golden Girls because of that reason.
Hey.
I didn't
nothing
get to
wrong-
watch Golden Girls because of Blanche
Blanche.
Devereaux.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Golden Girls. Thank you.
No, I
my
love
God,
Golden
Betty
Girls.
White. Oh.
I just thought it was really funny that my grandparents thought that was an okay show to show us, but really, when you watch it back now, it's
It is
really
smutty.
quite smutty. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the show that we used to watch all the time was Designing Women.
Oh yes, I love Designing
I
Women.
love Designing Women. I found a good stream of it, and I've been watching it.
Like, I know what Designing Women, but I never watched.
Oh,
Designing
it's
Women.
actually so good now. Like, me watching it as an adult and
Uh-huh.
not as a kid. It's so good.
Now you catch all the humor.
Oh yeah, and it's like it's quotable, so quotable, which is hilarious because it's like based in the early '90s.
Where did
Oh,
you
it's
find
great.
it?
Just like on Kodi, just
Oh, okay.
just a stream. Yeah.
I've recently gone back and started watching Disney cartoons again.
Like what Disney cartoons? That's a pretty vast.
Like the classics. It started out with Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, so the movies.
The movies.
Yes, the
Okay.
movies.
Yeah, that's like the movie of the show.
This is all pre Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
So up
Lassiter,
to up to Lion King, Pocahontas. You know, the fun Disney cartoons that they subtly sneak in adult humor into, and the kids don't have any fucking clue that it's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've found adult joy in it now. So
That's awesome. There was only one Disney film that ever enraged my family so much that they put that VHS tape back in its container and took it to the Disney store when we used to have one in the mall, and that was Fantasia.
Wait.
Fantasia 2000?
Fantasia?
They hated it. They were like, "There's no story. It's all stupid music." Like they hated it. Like they never returned Disney films, and that was the only one that they returned.
Fantasia was fucking.
It was brilliant.
No.
Music tell a story.
No. Look, you guys. I'm not saying that I agreed with it,
okay.
but all I'm saying is that was the only one that they ever were like, "No, I can't believe this. We're returning it." Like it was one of those situations where if you pre-ordered it from the Disney store in the mall, you got like a lithograph and you got a bunch of other crap. Like they gathered all that up and took it. And when we went, because I went with them to the mall for this return, because I'm like, okay, you have got to be pretty damn ridiculous to return a Disney film. I went with them, and I remember that the cashier. I remember this. I don't know why I remember this, but the cashier was like, "Yeah, we've had a lot of returns here." A lot of people just did not think that it was going to be this way.
Because it was awful.
Well, but you have to remember when it got re-released.
Shut your mouth.
Well, you have to remember. Well, you have to remember when it got re-released. I mean, it came out during the time of like Lion King and Little Mermaid and all those other ones. We were used to being these really high dramatic stories, and then you have this kind of sleeper hit.
Yeah. Okay.
I found it so incredibly boring that I don't think I even finished it. Like,
I enjoyed it because I liked the music. I was listening to it, like, yeah, that's a nice song. And then when you get the video, like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. As a kid, I wasn't thinking quite that, but as I got older and would watch it, it's like, oh, okay, now I really see what was going on there.
2000 is even better with the musical theme.
I have not seen 2000.
2000 is really good because they use Gershwin, they use a lot of jazz in there, and then they use the Firebird Suite from, just really good stuff.
Okay.
I think that the problem is if you're going into it like
a standard Disney
Retro's
movie.
family was expecting a movie, and when you turn it on and all you're seeing is something completely different, then you can be upset. You're like,
yeah,
this is not
I remember it so clearly. Them being so mad because they're like, what is this? This is what is this? Yeah, I just thought that was so hilarious.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the music and just turn on a video game and listen to the music while I play a video game.
Yeah,
I don't need
you
to
can do
watch
that
the
too.
movie. Yeah.
I plan on using it in the classroom.
All right. So I think we are running a bit long on this one. Greedy? Thoughts?
I actually thought this was going to be a short episode.
I thought so too, but we had good conversation.
I agree. This was a very good conversation.
All right. So let's do it this way. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Final thoughts from you?
Beep.
Are you invoking your inner R2?
My inner R2, no.
You and your potty mouth.
I'm not.
Any final thoughts on it, Bob?
Nope.
Retro.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. Well,
Good luck. Oh, I have a final thought.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Retro, I wish you the best of luck this weekend. You are a light in our community, and I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to go and watch the contest. I'll be going to LA, and I'm really excited about it.
Aww.
So, congratulations and good luck.
All right. Well, from awesome. Final thoughts. This is a good episode. I enjoyed having all of you around to talk with. As usual, everyone, listeners, please don't break your toys. You kind of want them around. And I think we're out.
Peace.
Bye. Can I clink now? I'm really thirsty.